Hello Nakamas, welcome to this new video. In this occasion I bring you my theories and analysis regarding the events of chapter 1098, a quite tragic chapter, one of the saddest in the story without a doubt. I literally cried when reading the spoilers, and you can imagine how I felt when I saw the chapter. It's a chapter that was already quite tumultuous to begin with, as Eiichiro Oda for the first time in history couldn't finish drawing this chapter. Nevertheless, that doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter if some pages have these unfinished sketches when it's such a heart-wrenching chapter. In fact, some fans mentioned that these unfinished sketches fit perfectly with the atmosphere of this chapter, and we agree. Rather than blaming Oda, we should be grateful for bringing us a chapter like this that touches us so deeply. After all, the purpose of reading a story is to entertain you and make you feel emotions. Whether it's making you the happiest person in the world with Luffy's antics or making you contemplate existence, without a doubt Oda has nothing to apologize for not being able to finish this chapter. The Egghead arc. This arc has tremendous potential to become one of the defining arcs of the One Piece anime. It has revealed so much and shown things we never thought would happen in this Egghead arc, which we initially believed would be a transitional arc to Elbaf Island. To be honest, I expected Kuma's flashback to be brutal, but I never thought it would surpass flashbacks like Nico Robin's and Trafalgar Laws, which also have their share of dark pasts, but in just 4 chapters Kuma's character has surpassed them. Ginny has become one of the favorites in this story. We all wish that Kuma had had that last moment with Ginny in his arms, or that they had seen each other again. Oh God, Oda could have let Kuma have a little more time with her, enjoying her love. They didn't deserve all this. What's interesting is that all of this had been hinted at in the story before, but not as harshly. For example, in episode 499 we see a celestial dragon taking a woman as a slave or wife. Even though she was already engaged on Sabaody Archipelago, we also see Bonnie as a child there preventing Zoro from killing one of them. With the current events, Oda had already foreshadowed these things. A woman kidnapped by a celestial dragon and Bonnie being a child. Oda is a genius, and this might be quite unsettling, but we have to say that Ginny's final call to Kuma, telling him that the celestial dragons had released her due to a deadly illness and that they would never reunite, was heart-wrenching. You can see the expression on Kuma's face, because I think Kuma had realized during that time that he loved her, even though I believe he always knew. He might have regretted refusing to marry Ginny at some point because he didn't want her to suffer the same fate as her parents, still being part of the Revolutionary Army. Kuma realized that if they had been together in the Revolutionary Army and not separated, he could have protected Ginny. In fact, she doesn't ask him to save their daughter or take care of her. She probably doesn't mention their daughter consciously in her final moments. There was only one thing on her mind, and that was Kuma. She wanted to make it clear that she loved him, that she had always loved him, perhaps unconsciously. She didn't ask because she was afraid that Kuma would hate her or that he wouldn't like her anymore because she had a child with another man. Although she is the victim here and can't do anything about it, she probably feels guilty for everything that happened between her and the celestial dragon, and she certainly doesn't want to go into details about how badly she suffered in the last years. Those were terrible times for her, so in that call she only thought of Kuma, not herself. She wanted Kuma to know that she loved him and no one else. That's why she didn't even ask if Kuma could take care of their daughter, to avoid recalling those dark and brutal details. I really hope that new information comes out later about why Kuma and Dragon didn't save Ginny, or that it's revealed that they did go to Holy Land and failed, but it's really sad, especially for Kuma. If we remember, he had already gone through something similar before. I know it's hard, but his mother probably suffered the same fate as Ginny. Let's look at the details in this image. Unlike Kuma and his father, his mother's clothes were less dirty, or not dirty at all, and she didn't have bruises. She was probably taken as a wife by a celestial dragon, as some theories suggest. She couldn't bear what she was going through and took her own life, or maybe she contracted the same disease as Ginny, or she was killed, or she was released and then died. But the more you think about it, the more you realize how cruel it is for the slaves in Holy Land. What do you think, Nakamas? What are your thoughts on everything we've mentioned in this video? How much did Kuma's past affect you? Did you like the development his character received, or do you think Oda went overboard with what he narrated in this story? Leave me your theories and thoughts in the comments section of this video. No pressure about this chapter. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button. That helps me a lot to keep growing, and activate the notification bell so that YouTube notifies you whenever I upload a new video. Otherwise, you won't be notified when I release my new videos. Thank you very much for all the support, and without further ado, until next time.